Hey everybody, it's Monica. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I wanted to show you some of my craft room essentials, or should I say some of the tools or things that I use to do some of the crafting that I do. So give me a minute. I'm going to turn my camera around and we'll get started. And then I'll break down some of the things that you would need with these particular tools. So give me a second. Obviously, you need a computer. If you're using any kind of cutting machine or a printer of any sort, you're going to need a computer to work on that specific software. So that's my first thing. I'll jump in here in a little bit to show you some of the programs that I have to do some of my crafting. So that's one. The next thing you would need is a heat press. This is my new heat press. I've only had it maybe a couple of months, but I have rarely used it, but I'm getting some shirt orders in, so it'll give me a chance to really test it out. So that is the second thing. And of course, with the heat press, there are other things that you would need in order to use this heat press. So that's number two. And I'll break down some more information with this as well. The next thing is, of course, your cutting machine, your vinyl cutter. Mine is a Cricut Explorer Air 2 and it's in purple and I love it. Also with this, you would need to use the Cricut Design Space, and I will go into that a little bit further in just a minute. So I just want to show you some of my main essentials before I break that stuff down. So give me another second. Next craft room essential is my Epson Eco Tank. This was a standard printer, but I did convert it into a sublimation printer. And again, with this, there's particular things you would need if you wanted to get into sublimation. This is geared for just my sublimation, and there's a lot of things that you can do with this. So I will break that further in just a moment. Give me 1 minute and I'll show you my next essential. My next essential is just pretty much a standard printer. I use this for various things, to print stickers and invoices and other things like that. So just your standard Canon basic printer. My next craft room essential is my Spellbinders Platinum. This is my handheld die cutting machine. I actually just bought this right before the holidays on sale. Very handy if I don't feel like pulling out my Cricut machine for a quick item that I want to cut out right away. Mostly used obviously for craft making. So that is one of my other craft room essentials. And along with that, here are all the, you got your heating mat for when you're doing the glimmer foil, all your little plates for that. And along with that is obviously my glimmer machine. That's also right around the time that I bought my Spellbinders Platinum. When I'm making cards to do foiling, I absolutely love it. And in the future, I will make some videos with this, but that is definitely an essential if you're into card making. So give me a minute. I'm going to pause and get to my next essential. My next essential is my new tumbler press. This is one that I actually upgraded to just a couple of months ago. I wanted something that I could sublimate my long skinny tumblers, and also where you can press mugs as well, and it is in purple, so I absolutely love that. I've used this quite a bit. I absolutely love it. I will go in and break down exactly what I use some of these things for. So that is my next craft room essential. Craft room wouldn't be my craft room without this little mini torch. I use this when I'm working on any resin products, or if I'm making anything resin related really. If I'm working on a tumbler, or if I'm working on dominoes, or whatever that I'm working with resin, this really helps to take out any bubbles, and it's completely essential if you're doing any kind of resin product. So that is it for most of my craft room essentials. My main staples, I'm going to turn the camera around and then I'll go in a little further in detail in what I use with which essential. So give me a second to turn the camera. Quick, I wanted to show here are some of the programs that I use when I am working on a particular product. Once I kind of get the hang of sharing the screen, and when I'm in some of these programs, I will share that. But for now, I just kind of want to have a chat as to what I do with what essentials. So give me a second. I'm going to turn the camera around. Okay, guys, so now that you've seen some of my main craft room essentials, I just wanted to break down a little bit and not take too long. I don't want to make this video very long. But as I stated before, with my Cricut Explore Air 2, you do need to download the software, which is Cricut Design Space. And it is free, but if you want the membership to get their images and things like that, I believe it's like $9.99 a month. I've done it once or twice, but I don't really need to. I do subscribe to Canva and to Creative Fabrica, and I can do a lot of stuff on there. So I prefer to get my images that way because there's just a vast amount on those two platforms. As far as my heat press, now if you wanted to do strictly just t-shirts, you would need a cutting program like Cricut Design Space, your cutter, your heat press, and of course heat transfer vinyl. Now I get mine, if it's on sale, I will get mine at Michael's, at Joann's, online. I get some things on Amazon if I'm in a pinch. But what I've used for a very long time, and honestly, the price is just amazing, is Stahl's Clearance. If you go into Facebook and you look for Stahl's Clearance, they sell these heat transfer vinyl mystery boxes, and I believe the last time I bought one it was $35. So with shipping is like $40, and you get a massive amount of heat transfer vinyl, and it's just not one particular kind. You get regular heat transfer vinyl, you get glitter, you get the metallic, you get a variety of everything. You don't know what's in there, but when you get it, I've never been disappointed. So that's a route to go if you're planning on ever going in and making t-shirts. And shout out to the Chiefs. How about them Chiefs? I designed this for me a couple days after they won the Super Bowl, of course. So although I am not a sports fanatic, I do support the team. I support my city. Patrick Mahomes, amazing player. He's my favorite player. I think he's just an amazing individual. And shout out to him. I think he's amazing. But getting back to this, as far as my sublimation printer, as I stated before, it was just a standard EcoTank inkjet printer. I forgot about the standard inkjet printer ink, and I bought the Sublimation ink through Cosmos Ink. They are what I have used ever since I converted my printer to Sublimation. And along with that, you need sublimation paper. So again, you will need a heat press, your sublimation printer, your sublimation ink, your sublimation paper. And to go with that, if you're planning on doing sublimation, you will need any kind of t-shirt that has at least 65% polyester. Sublimation adheres to polyester. It's not going to work on just a full-blown cotton t-shirt. It's not going to work. You can get away with a poly cotton blend, but the higher the polyester, the better the image is going to show up. So keep that in mind. My regular printer I just use for standard, you know, if I'm going to make stickers or if I want to work on something for a greeting card or something like that. That's just pretty much for that purpose. Now my tumbler press, of course, I just recently got that. I absolutely love it. It's purple. Why not? I got that because I wanted to do my sublimation tumblers for that. I could also do mugs, and those also have to be specifically treated for sublimation. I have a bunch of them that I printed for a craft fair, and I will probably do one sometime this year. I don't know. I haven't decided. But the main purpose is because these skinny tumblers are becoming very popular these days. These stainless steel. This was a specially coated sublimation skinny tumbler. I made this for myself and a few others when I got my press to try it out. Absolutely love it. I haven't been disappointed. Now, of course, with anything, there's always trial and error. And I did mess up on a couple of them. And although I did try to remove as much of the sublimation as I could with my heat gun, the image is still on there. So I can't salvage it to use it again for sublimation, but I can use it again if I do a resin tumbler, which is probably what I'll do. As far as my Spellbinders die cutting machine, along with the glimmer foil machine, that's specifically just for card making. I used it a lot during the holidays. I got it right before the holidays on sale. Again, I've never purchased anything at full price. It's always either been on sale. I've had a coupon, a gift card, or something has been gifted to me. So that is how I've always been. I will never pay full price for anything just because I am a cheapskate or frugal, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. I just try to watch for the best bargain that I can. My mini torch, I will use that when I do anything involving resin. It just helps break the little bubbles, because resin, if anybody has worked with resin, you know, it develops like all these little micro bubbles, and you need to pop them with heat. I am trying to steer away from working with resin because I do have migraines quite a bit. This is the reason why this video is going up late, because last week, aside from work, I was fighting a migraine that I just could not shake. So probably Thursday is when I finally started feeling back to my normal self again. Got to run around a little bit today. But it's something I'm trying to steer away from. But I still do projects from time to time. I'm just trying not to do it as often. But that's pretty much it. Eventually, as I kind of get up and running with YouTube and doing more videos and getting more familiar with editing and sharing my screen, I do want to show you some of the things that I do on a regular basis. Right now, I'm working on an order of t-shirts for the Chiefs Super Bowl win. And that's been keeping me occupied the last couple of days. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. I will try to answer you as best as I can. But if it's anything that you see that you might have a question about, if you're thinking about getting into a particular form of crafting, I do a little bit of everything. So I know a lot about t-shirt making, sublimation, card making, just a lot of things. Please ask me and I'd be happy to try to answer you the best as I can. I have been doing this for many years. I absolutely love it. But with a full-time job and having these migraines from time to time, I don't do it as often as I would like. It is not a full-time thing for me, but it does bring me joy. I mean, when I walk into this craft room, I feel inspired. Although right now it looks a little bit cluttered, and I apologize for that. I do need to do a little bit of decluttering and cleaning, but I just wanted to jump on here and just show you some of my staple items that I use on a regular basis to do my crafting. So hopefully soon I'll be able to do a Q&A when I get a little more subscribers. And speaking of which, please, if you like this video and if you find any value in it, or you would just like to follow my journey on this YouTube channel, I would really greatly appreciate it if you would hit the like button and subscribe. That would help me out as I'm starting out. I'm very new to this. I am not a videographer, a YouTuber, or a influencer, nothing like that. That's not my intention. I want to start this channel for my crafting, to learn things along the way, and to share some of my tips and tricks on some of the things that I've learned over the years, and just share what I love, because there are some people out there, like some of my family members, who just think that I could just snap my finger and my projects are just done. I mean, they do take time. Everything that I do takes time. Some things not as long as others, but they are very time consuming, and I want people to understand that it's not something that takes me 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I could be designing one image for over 2 hours. This shirt design here took me at least a couple of hours, and I tweaked it multiple times. I'm a perfectionist, and if it's something I don't like after I made this for myself, I went back in and redesigned it because I thought I could have done a better job. It's for me, so that's okay. But, you know, things like that. A lot of things take thought time and process to work it all from start to finish, from the conception of the design to the completed product at the very end. So I just want people to understand that it's not that easy. Some things are a lot harder than they appear to be. And I just want to share that. So please like and subscribe. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I pray and I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. Bye.